Alright, we're going to be getting into one for you guys today. I was just trying out a little bit of the PBE content here today. I don't know what to do when I'm coming in here. As I'd recommend everybody when you're learning the sets, or when you're climbing to whatever rank that be, even Challenger, whenever you get into a lobby, just mute all. I don't think anybody's opinions are valid or they help you win the game. And, right? So here I thought I reset the... what is it, team planner, but I didn't because I'm a noob. And as you start off, guys, just good fundamentals through and through. Buy whatever pairs the game gives you and take it with whatever angle the game's going to give you off the start. So we hit the Garen upgrade, so we're rocking Garen. We see a little bit of Kog'Maw, we're going to cycle in. We have a sniper opener. We're like, okay, what else can we branch off of this? Maybe a little bit of Warden. We're starting to look. At this point, we already have a little bit of backline. We're going to want to build frontline, and I don't really know what items to slam on units yet. So universally, items like Giant Slayer, Gunblade, things like that that are mixed damage that always provide value are always decent. Items like Sunfire, which are anti-heal and take a huge checklist off of what you want to have on your comp is always good. We hit the Behemoth spatula, and I already kind of know what that is. It's just infinite frontline, and usually in past sets, guys, if you played Bruiser frontline, you would just rock snipers in the back line. They had Ashe as a 4 cost in the past, so it's not too unfamiliar for some people if you already played the sets, right? So I thought the same concept applied here. I'd rock a little bit of Behemoth frontline with some snipers in the background. And this is kind of a little cool little Tahm Kench thing they got going here. You just end up standing on like the little puddles that Tahm Kench starts slapping out the tongue and you catch the fish. So everybody keeps getting more rewards. So I guess if you have a really goated opener, you wouldn't want to catch any fish. So you get less rewards and you're able to keep win streaking in the early game. Something to think about, right? And we just start looking at because I don't know the synergies, guys. I don't know what's good yet. I'm just trying and going with the flow as I'm playing here, and it feels really bad with 2 components chilling on my bench, guys. But I'm pretty sure with these sniper units are going to be forever on my board here, and you don't really want to slam Giant Slayer right off the rip in stage 2 because most units don't have high enough base HP anyways to gain value from it, right? So standard leveling coming up here on 2-5, so we're just gaining the gold where we can, and we realize that Kog'Maw is a little bit of a mystic little dirty devil, so we start going for that, and then we realize that we have the Behemoth spatula, so we don't have to be stuck with this Garen with the Warden that isn't going to go into anything, right? So I'm just playing with some synergies and trying to play what the game gives me here today. I really don't have a direction yet. I do know I want to push up into the higher tiers of snipers, perhaps. I do have a Nico, and I already have 3 Coggies. So depending on what the game gives me here, I might have a little bit of a direction. So we naturalize a whole nother 2 more Kog'Maws, so now we're at 5 out of 9 that we would need for a 3-star. And I start scouting around, I look at the other boards, and I realize nobody's going for reroll Kog'Maw. So I figured it could be an angle for me here today. So I'm going to make 30 gold interest. And then when I have a 55% chance for 1 cost, I'm just going to do a little bit of a fat roll down here. And see if I can hit the Kog'Maw 3 for free. Right? We're still just looking... In my frame of mind, I know I need to get out 1 more Mythic, and I know I need to start looking for Behemoths, right? We're just rolling when we're doing a little bit of a roll down. I'm not familiar with the units, so it's a slow roll down, but I know more or less I'm just looking for Kog'Maw. Everything else we can refine, right? And then here we know we have the Kog'Maw 3, because we're just going to use the Nico. No point in just letting it chill and brew on my bench, right? We know next turn we're going to naturally level to 5. We're going to be able to get out one of these upgraded units onto our board. And I was like looking at the comp, and I realized that we'd never fit out the Heavenly Behemoth Malphite, so we're just going to sell it here to make gold. Like I said, good rule of thumb, guys, you never want to have 3 components on your bench. So they kind of changed Morello now. Morello gives like attack speed, health, and AP. So it's not bad on a unit like Kog'Maw, especially since I don't have anti-heal on my board. Giving him like the little bit of juice that he needs to make him a well-rounded character isn't the worst, right? Especially because I'm assuming his ulti does splash, but I could be wrong. We're going to be learning together. I'm assuming it doesn't. It should do splash damage. This is what it does in the MOBA, right? Here we're just going to choose healing orbs. We already kind of have direction. We already have a spatula. Kind of need a combat augment. We choose featherweights here because one, we went for a reroll with Kog'Maw as a carry. Caitlyn's another 1-star. So out on our board right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-stars or 1-stars. It's going to gain value from the featherweights, and our carry's an attack speed carry. So it's not a bad option to go. I know we were going to want to go one of these combat augments. Feels really bad on the positioning that the Kayn just so happened to run right at my carry here. If Kog'Maw was where Caitlyn's at right now, we would just win this fight, but is what it is. I feel like we would have started a long streak right here if we won this. And then we're just looking at synergies off on the left-hand side, and I realize that Silas with Umbral and Bruiser fits into the comp just perfectly. So this is without any MOBA Fire guide, nothing like that. Your boy's just over here homebrewing, trying to enjoy the set before, you know, we get back into playing only 3 comps that win every game, and we try to climb as high as we can. Alright. And our Kog'Maw's spitting on these fools, dude. So we know that Kog'Maw's not an attack carry in terms of like the MOBA where he's an auto attack. He's more of a spell weaver in this game mode. So we're going to be looking for Sojin here. We need a mana enabling item on him so he just keeps spitting on him and just keeps casting, right? So Sojin's perfect for him, especially with Rageblade. I feel like Rageblade loses a lot of value now because we hit the Sojin. It would have been better to have like another full AP item on him like Deathcap. But here's one thing about playing tempo, guys, is just getting tremendous value out onto the board. I could sit here and like wait till like 4-2 to go to 7 so I can have more econ. But why not start slapping kids and taking their lunch money, right? Like pushing up to 7 here on 3-5 is a big power spike. You know, we have a ton of synergies getting the Bruiser, Brawler, or getting the, what is it, Bruiser and Behemoth value out onto the board. We got the Kog'Maw dancing on them in these screets. And that's just, you got to play tempo a whole lot, especially when we're choosing like early game augments. Like Kog'Maw's going to fall off, Caitlyn's going to fall off, Cho'Gath's going to fall off. A lot of these units are, I'm assuming, are just booty juice later on, right? And I'm starting to look at the board and realize that I'm going to need Azir, which is a 5 cost for both Exalted and Invoker. And we might be able to see if we can get a 6-trait Behemoth angle, right? And now we just stack that bread, boys. One thing you do have to realize, though, about ult-ending on certain intervals, when they've added more levels into the game, guys, it's not like past sets where level 9 was the max level. When you tempo levels like this now, you really are kind of punishing yourself a little bit. And you have to realize that like level 10 is probably not going to happen unless you tremendously win streak, right? Or like our third augment here is a big econ augment. So we re-rolled our spatula. If you guys didn't know, you could reforge your spatula instead of chilling with it on the bench and be able to make another item. So now our main carry has 3 items and our main tank has 3 items, which is giga big for us, right? These are some big milestones you want to have in your team. Usually you want to have anti-heal, you want to have ramp, you want to have your main carrier with 3 items, your tank with 3 items. They're just some good to go buy checklists, right? So cybernetic bulk isn't good here because we only have 2 units with items. You know, stationary, what it was, a target dummy with whatever it is, could be super booty because you never know what it's going to roll. Especially with this Umbral positioning, we don't know what type of value we'd be getting out of the item. And I just pump levels here again because I know I need Azir. And this comp's kind of done, guys. I just find the Tom Kench, I find the Silas, and we just fully tempoed out, right? So this person we're fighting right now, I'm pretty sure we slapped them up and we ruined their win streak, which is really big, right? So we just killed this person's vibe. And I'm just rolling here for the Silas and Tom Kench and the Azir, so we could hit 3 really big units, right? I'm sure there's a world here where we keep the Udyr out on the board. Maybe like the Shen. But I'm kind of liking the synergies I'm seeing, and when I'm new to this set, guys, I just go by synergies or king. And I just assume it's better to have those out on the board rather than high value units, right? Well, it depends on your situation, right? Now, if I could go 10, in an ideal world, we would be going Ornn and Azir. That way we get the 6 Behemoth, the Dryad, or whatever it is, Exalted Invoker. We would get it all, dude. Be like Exodia. Here's the other thing is I can't predict the future, and I haven't played enough yet, so I didn't know another spatula was on the horizon. So I could have also had just an extra unit out on the board right now, had I not reforged the spatula. So we hit the Azir at that 3%, which really isn't a 3%, because pretty much all the 5 costs are in the pool right now, because nobody's rolling for them. And now our vertical's pretty done. All that's left to do is hit Tom Kench, which I'm going to keep donkey rolling like an idiot for it until we hit it. And then we're going to be moving on with our life. One thing to note is the reason why I'm rolling so much is, one, the lobby's coming to an end. A lot of people are dying. The other thing is I can't predict the future because you guys are able to watch this with me now, and hindsight's 2020. I don't want to give you a spoiler, but I am. Up here on Raptors, I get a 3-star Nico or whatnot. So, like, all this rolling's dumb. I could have probably pushed level 9 here, easy peasy lemon squeezy. It just didn't happen to be that case, right? Although it's kind of cool watching the Kog'Maw ramp up and do his little thing. Because eventually, I'm assuming after he gets ramping a little bit, I'm realizing his, like, attack range is actually nutty. And the other thing I should have did was just hold on to all the Caitlyn's throughout this game. Because I think if I had Caitlyn 3, would have had a whole lot more damage. And I wanted to make the Dryad spatula or whatever it be. Looking for the health, and I was like, okay, maybe just a Ghost Emblem and then Thieves' Gloves is decent. And I wasn't quick enough. I got that Boomer APM. I should have Nico the Tom Kench here, and I probably would have won this fight, guys. So here, when Cho'Gath's offering you something, I think you're always going to take this, guys. 3-component anvils is actually, like, huge. We're just going to be fishing for Thieves' Gloves here, or since we have a 2-star 4-cost Silas, we're just going to go for items that are good for him. Ionic Spark is really what we wanted here. If you built Static Shiv on Caitlyn, I wouldn't blame you. Because we do kind of need some Magic Shred, you know. I have no idea what are good items on Azir, because he is looking really bad with attack speed, which is what he's been every set. I'm assuming he's a spellcaster now. We moved the Silas up 1 hex, though, because he keeps Chicken Caesar Salad rapping on the board, weirdly. And, he's a big tank for us, right? So we're freezing here, we're going to pick up the Ornn, and then we're just going to push 9 and put it out on our board. And that's going to be our max cap board here today for you boys. This guy's fishing for that Kaisa 3. I kind of miss when Orin was a 5 cost. He used to make items for people, I believe, on the bench permanently, which was sick. At this point, I was like, okay, we're losing combats anyways. It might just be better for me to sell the Caitlyn, because I don't really know how much Ghost and Snipers add in, because we still keep the Ghost. And I was going to see, I think Orin 2 might be more important. We might be able to squeeze out a win here, and then, like, look for the last Behemoth, which could either be Thresh or... I believe it's Udyr, right? So that was my train of thought. I hope you guys enjoyed the little video. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate you stopping by. Like and subscribe. Peace.